Welcome to The Journey. This week, I'm going to read to you Chapter 2, The Law of Supply. Man is never satisfied because God did not intend that man should be forever satisfied. The law of being is a perpetual increase, progress, and growth. So, when one goal is realized, another goal will develop. The advancing life is the true life that God intended man to live. So, we believe that it is right and good for man to seek to gratify all pure desires and ambitions. Jesus said, "What things soever ye desire, when ye pray, believe that ye receive them, and ye shall have them." Mark 11:24. We are all drawing into our lives the things we most want and expect. And whether we attract good things or bad things, the principle operates the same. Every person is operating this law consciously or unconsciously. As we want more of the good things in life and less of the bad, it will be necessary to understand the law more perfectly and be able to adapt our thinking to it in a direct way. We affirm repeatedly that God is our source and supply. The difficulty is that we view the creature, man, as being the source of substance and not the creator. We don't really believe that God is the source and supplier. It is hard for most people to believe what they cannot see. So, when they see plenty and abundance, they believe that it is available and enjoy abundance. Our default belief system is seeing is believing. Later, we will prove that believing is seeing. Everything we need for prosperity is already here with us. Substance can be converted, transmitted, and changed in many ways, but it can never be destroyed. For example, if we plant a seed in the ground, it will sprout forth a tree. Each year, the tree will grow leaves in the spring and shed them in the fall. The leaves drop to the earth and become part of the soil. The tree lives for a few hundred years, dies, falls to the earth, and decays. Decomposed timber becomes part of the earth, hardens, and becomes peat and coal. Coal is mined as a fuel to heat homes. The ashes are tossed back to the earth, supplying food to the soil, which finally nurtures another seed and causes it to sprout and become, in time, another tree. Following this cycle of the substance of a tree, we see that it changes form many times from gas to heat to chemicals of many kinds. It is where possible to be measured accurately, we would find that not one particle has been lost. All that was there still is and always will be. Nature does not waste anything. Therefore, there can never be a shortage of supply. Because some people do not see an abundance around them and do not enjoy plenty, is evidence that they do not understand nor apply the law. In their blindness, they say that plenty does not exist, and as far as they can see, they are right. Unfortunately, when they learn to see with their mind's eye, they will realize differently. There is a phase of the law known as demand and supply, which is found in every department of life. Thomas Edison resorted to its use when he invented the first electric light. It was some time before the public was educated about the advantages of electricity over the old ways of flight and heat. How was all this accomplished? When there was a demand for electric power, the supply was made available. Where did it all come from? The earth, the air, water, power, steam power, gas, oil, and 1,000 other sources. Once upon a time, people were in style when they rode a stagecoach or a carriage. Not too long ago, you would be the talk of the town if you owned a rubber tired Victoria or rig. Where are they now? Gone and almost forgotten. The automobile has replaced them. How did it happen? When people demanded a means of traveling with more speed and comfort. Necessity gave man the idea. One man dreamed of the world rolling on wheels and built a car that the poor man could afford. Today, the automobile is such a part of our daily lives that most can't function without one. Whenever a man needs a certain thing, an idea is first given to his mind. He is inspired to develop the ideal and then materialize it by converting a piece of metal or mud into a usable form. Why did people live so long content with the horse and buggy? Their minds were not trained to demand a better form of travel. The supply was available, but the ideal was not. The people with a horse and carriage consciousness could not attract the new mode of transportation until they were able to enlarge their minds to conceive the necessity of the automobile. What we cannot do is fret and worry about where the supply or our next dollar is coming from. Fretting and worrying tend to restrict and limit the supply at hand. They tend to close off the flow of substance. Instead of expecting more to follow, we grow tense and anxious, which increases our fear and brings us less and less. Instead of tightening up in our thinking, we must relax and be more expanding. We must enlarge our minds into a larger state of thinking. When we can think and realize more abundance, we will receive more abundantly. All the poverty in the world arises from poverty consciousness, whether it be collective or individual. Supply is greater than demand, and demand is determined by man's own thinking. Our mind is likened to a magnet. Our mental magnet is greatly reduced in strength when we worry and fear. Then our inflow of good is slowly closed off. If our mental forces are weakened, we may even repel what good is trying to come to us. Nature shows us how we can convert much or little of the available substance into a usable material. The available substance is our thought, and we can change our minds with constructive thoughts. When negative thoughts enter our minds, like nature, we must comply with the law and destroy them. When we entertain half-truths or lazy thoughts, they weaken our power of attraction and reception. Right here is an excellent place for us to begin to inventory our thinking. We should filter our thoughts carefully to separate the strong thoughts from the weak thoughts. The weak thoughts must be cast out and destroyed by the refusal to accept them any longer. It does not matter how much we pray or how loud we pray. Our prayers can only be answered as we work with the law. The law will serve the law. This is according to the law, and the law is no respecter of persons. Do not confuse money with supply. Money is just one of many means of supply. If you concentrate on money alone and use every means to get it and hoard it, you are forcing the law to close out other goods. If you concentrate on a part and not the whole, you get only a small part. If you concentrate on the whole, you get to enjoy all the parts. If you love the law, use the law to gain supply. Use it wisely, and the law will satisfy all your desires. It is God's will that we should enjoy every good that will promote happiness and progress. To expect good is to demand good, and both are necessary to attract supply. Seek to adjust your desire with God's plan and the law, and expect that only good can reach you. Then nothing but good can come to you. Nature is a prolific producer of blessings which she gives freely to mankind, ever producing all things for a good and useful purpose. Every individual, therefore, has a natural right to a full supply of every good that he can use or enjoy. This concludes another episode of The Journey. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you next week. Have a good day, unless you made plans to have a bad day.